It's the grocer of the 21st century, a chain that decides store placement by the density of college graduates within a 16-minute drive. But fans and foes of Whole Foods might be surprised by the man who built a grocery empire out of a little health food store and a radical idea. Here's my co-anchor, Bill Weir.
If you have never been inside a Whole Foods, never understood the cult-like devotion of its customers, well, we should probably start with the colors. The place just looks delicious. If you squint, the produce department resembles an edible Monet. And this is not an accident. In fact, the Whole Foods aesthetic starts long before they put a cute sign over a perfect stack of rainbow chard.
You run calcium on all the cherry tomatoes right now?
It starts out here in the dirt.
You know, we're specifically growing this for Whole Foods. You guys are looking for better color?
It's absolutely beautiful. It's going to be great in our stores.
Bob is a Whole Foods field and quality inspector,
Small gray bugs down in the crown.
while Harvey is a Whole Foods forager.
So sweet.
They are kind of like Major League Scouts, but instead of driving to random ball fields looking for pitchers, they hit farm fields and farmers markets in search of the crunchiest green pepper or a nice Peruvian chocolate cashew milk.
Wow.
Harvey scours foodie blogs and drives hundreds of miles per week.
This is sesame going on. And then
Today, he's looking for up-and-coming bagel artisans or socially responsible pie makers who've gone organic.
What's in the water, like what's in the food we're eating.
What's in the air?
What's in the air.
Pollution, pesticide, chemical.
Follow him around for a bit and you'll see that cost is a lot less important than ideals like fair trade, no preservatives, and humanely treated livestock. Values which attract the kind of person willing to pay $8 a pound for granola. But here's the interesting part. While there may be a lot of so-called liberal elites proudly reading the labels at Whole Foods, they would have a tough time labeling the man who created Whole Foods, John Mackey.
I'm an individualist. I'm not really a conformist, which gets people mad at you sometimes because they don't quite live up to their stereotypes.
For example, he spent some of his long-haired youth living in a vegetarian co-op, but now calls Obamacare fascism. He is a health-conscious vegan who has no problem selling pork sausage or genetically modified foods. And while his stores aim for a low-carbon footprint and sell only sustainable fish, he doesn't believe in man-made global warming.
I don't think we necessarily know that's been caused by human-caused industrialization or carbon dioxide. I'm not a climate scientist. I'm not a climate expert. I'm just a fairly well-read guy who reads both sides of an issue.
The head of a coal company says, I don't believe in man-made climate change. It's not news. The head of Whole Foods says that.
Well, I've read 4 or 5 books on global warming. I mean, the average person forms their opinion after reading how many books? I'd say 0.
Now, before conservatives start to swoon, you should know that he takes $1 a year in salary as a statement on income inequality. He equates modern hamburger production with the evils of slavery and denying women the right to vote.
I think people will look back 100 years from now with horror on how we treated livestock animals, because people are not conscious of it. We just want to have cheap meat.
Swearing off meat is a big part of Mackey's story. He fell in love with fresh produce living in that co-op, borrowed some money, and as a dig at grocery giant Safeway, opened Safer Way, a health food store in Austin, Texas. 32 years and 345 stores later, Whole Foods is still smaller than Safeway, but almost 3 times more valuable as a company.
Sometimes it's kind of a balancing act between the orange and the red.
See, having a small army of Bobs and Harveys to source quality over quantity can bring bigger profits. But it has also driven smaller competitors out of business and earned a snarky nickname from cost-conscious shoppers, Whole Paycheck. Mackey hates that.
We've done studies that show you can eat the healthiest diet in the world and not spend more than $4 or $5 a day per person.
When I say the phrase whole paycheck, what goes through your mind?
Put it back in your mouth.
That's old news, man. That's old news.
That's old news. That doesn't apply anymore. It's not where we are right now. It was true a few years ago.
It was true, though.
And it's a catchy term.
Walter Robb was named Mackey's co-CEO a few years ago, which around here doesn't come with a lot of financial perks.
When he offered you the co-CEO job,
no raise in pay.
Did you try to get $2 a year, or?
No.
All of the employees of Whole Foods know exactly what everyone else makes, and no one can make more than 19 times the average salary of around $18 an hour. At other Fortune 500 companies, the CEO makes around 325 times more.
You talk about the sense of camaraderie, the teamwork here. I was reading that your employees at the store in Madison, Wisconsin, wanted to unionize. What happened there?
What happened is we let them down. I mean, I was there, and when we went there, the culture had fallen apart, and the team members lost faith in that we meant what we said.
Rob says those employees eventually changed their mind, but the decade-old episode still stands as a wake-up call on the road to conscious capitalism. In his new book, Mackey preaches that the best companies are those that treat employees and customers and suppliers and neighbors all as equal stakeholders.
Happy team members results in happy customers, results in happy investors.
It sounds like just be nice to people. You can boil it down to the golden rule.
Well, honestly, the golden
right?
rule is it's the reason why they call it the golden rule. And yeah, business should be based on principles like the golden rule. You got rice, you got couscous, we got all these different kinds of beans.
Pretty radical for a free market libertarian cowhugger, or whatever he is.